I the asshole for deliberately misunderstanding my child's father? So I had a baby some weeks ago with my partner, to whom I'm not married.
Okay.
We've been together a while, and I've given many compromises in this relationship. While discussing baby's name, we had a few disagreements on names, but ultimately decided on a name we both liked well enough. The surname was a sticking point. He wanted the baby to have his name alone. I offered to hyphenate because logistically it's easier for the baby to have both of our names. He's been drinking the red pill Kool-Aid lately, a large bone of contention in this relationship.
Oh, no.
And went off about how it's tradition and the right thing to do and his right as a man to have the baby have his surname.
You're not married, though. Wait.
Yeah, I know. That's the craziest part. You want to claim a human being that
you won't
you
even
made.
claim the one that actually birthed the human.
Yeah, but you won't actually go and get married. That's crazy. That's crazy wild, man.
That's not even to say that like you'd have to get married to have a kid.
No.
But it's just like if you're gonna try and take control, you're not even doing the fucking controlling thing.
You want the commitment of your child having your last name, but you won't even commit to your wife.
Yeah, the
or
person,
your partner
that birthed him. Yeah,
yeah, that's funny. Okay. He told me I'd be emasculating him and may as well be a single parent if I won't grant him this one little ask. My word is final.
One little ask?
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's a whole fucking name.
My word is final. Baby's having one surname. This was late in my pregnancy, and I didn't have it in to fight, so I told him that I understood what he was saying. Fast forward to 3 weeks ago when the baby's birth certificate came. He blew a gasket when he saw that I'd given the baby my surname.
I mean, yeah.
He rehashed the conversation above, saying I agreed to giving the baby his surname. This is where I might be the asshole. I did nothing of the sort. I told him I understood him, which I did, but I never said I agreed with him. I told him there was no way I was doing all the work of making a baby for him to stick his name on it. When he brought up tradition, I told him it's also traditional for him to marry me before having a baby.
Yeah.
But he was happy to ignore that. I told him it was traditional for him to be the provider, but I did that too. And I pointed out other holes in his logic.
Yeah.
I told him trying to bully me into submission with his red pill BS when I was exhausted from pregnancy didn't work. He should have known better than to expect me to not share a surname with my child. He said the baby should only have one surname. They do. So why is he mad?
Yeah. This is great, actually.
I love this one so much. He went crying to his brothers and mother, all traditionalists and misogynists, and now they're all up in arms. Am I the asshole?
No. Am I the asshole for suggesting to my fiance that my family gets their own room at our wedding? I, 25 male, am recently engaged to my lovely fiance, 25 female. We have been together for 4 years.
Okay.
We have started general wedding planning. Her family is much bigger than mine, and she wants more of a, quote, party-type wedding with lots of music and dancing. My family is all a bit older than hers. She is the oldest sibling while I am the youngest, and they aren't into big, loud weddings. They would prefer something quiet and more focused on socializing, and I would too. My fiance said we could do an extended cocktail hour and or start the reception later so there will be more time for quiet socializing.
Okay.
Or even start the whole wedding earlier in the day so it wouldn't go as late. She also suggested that we could take our wedding photos before the ceremony so that we wouldn't have to miss cocktail hour to do them.
Yeah.
I suggested that instead, that we find a venue with 2 separate rooms. That way her family could have a louder party in one, and mine could have a quiet reception in the other.
Okay.
It would be in the same venue, so each side could still go over to the other to socialize. My fiance said she actually really hates that idea. She said she feels like that defeats the purpose of a wedding, which is supposed to symbolize the union of 2 people and their families. She also said she doesn't want to do that because she worries I'll spend the entire reception with my family and that she'll have to choose between spending the night with me but ignoring her family or being with her family but us, quote, basically being separate at our own wedding. Yeah, yeah, that's what...
Actually, I really hate that idea. It's really
I really fucking hate that idea.
Oh, you're right.
She also said she feels like the wedding we're planning is becoming less and less ours and more mine. She said this because she originally wanted a child-free, non-religious wedding, but compromised on a church ceremony with children allowed because that is what I want. Am I the asshole?
Yeah, man. Like, that's just a crazy idea. Also, way more expensive to get 2 rooms.
Yeah. You know what I like about weddings is that you can plan 2 of them at the same time because they're notoriously easy to figure out.
My 26 female husband, 33 male, uses the same mop water for weeks and refuses to stop. My husband has only a few household tasks. One of them that he took on is mopping the floors. He has a bucket full of water, maybe 3 gallons, he will use to mop. He puts 2 or 3 cups of Pine Sol in the bucket, then fills it up. When he is finished mopping, he will put the mop inside the bucket and put the bucket on the porch.
What? Wait.
Yeah.
Okay, now that just got
it's
worse.
Sitting outside, still water on the porch, birthing mosquitoes.
Christ.
Oh.
Not good.
He uses the water until I throw it away.
Yikes. Yeah. Someone has to do something about it. Yeah, I get it.
The water is often black when I throw it out.
Oh, gross. Okay, I'm getting chills. Jesus Christ.
He will use the same water to clean up messes. If the dog pees on the floor, he mops it up, then puts the bucket of water back on the porch. Pee water.
Oh, the Pine Sol kills it. It doesn't. But fucking.
I'm sure that's what he thinks.
Jesus.
This is a major source of contention between us because I think it is incredibly gross.
Yes.
We have gotten into screaming arguments when he has quote unquote caught me throwing out the mop water. He says the water is fine because the Pine Sol sterilizes it, and that he worked as a janitor before, and he's insulted that I think
World's worst janitor. Sorry. No, you can't do that.
He's insulted that I think he doesn't know how to clean a floor. I cleaned a whole school for years, and you think I don't know how to clean a regular floor. I have offered to do it myself, but he sees it as an insult to his abilities.
I mean, also, like, no, wait, hold on. So if you've worked before, you're probably, okay, hold on.
So he was were you doing that to those kids?
You weren't cleaning that fucking school properly, yeah. There's rules, there's laws.
I don't know. I've never been a janitor. If anyone's been a janitor, go in the comments.
I've never been a janitor
me.
either, but I have had to clean shit
and
for
I
food.
I feel like that shit's crazy. Yeah, you've been. Yeah,
I've had to. There's been a lot of safety food protocols I've had to follow, which is different from a floor. I know that, but like,
well, I mean, a kitchen.
Yeah, I've had to clean a pretzel kitchen.
You got
before.
a kitchen in your house. If you're mopping the kitchen floors,
and even then we didn't
dog
really
piss water.
That's not
great.
Not good. You're spreading the dog piss around. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Okay. Today I stepped into the kitchen and noticed the entire floor felt grimy and sticky.
Oh.
He was sitting at the table and told me the dog peed, so I thought I'd just do the whole floor. I asked him if he bothered to change out the black water he's been using. He said no. This started a fight, of course. I told him that he made the floors filthy and that I, get this, 3 months pregnant.
What? Oh. You can't be doing this with a pregnant woman. No.
Bruh. Okay. Dude. Whoa. I told him that he made the floors filthy and that I, parentheses, 3 months pregnant, didn't want to expose myself to whatever diseases are growing in the water.
Yeah.
And I would be doing all the mopping from now on with Bona because we have hardwood floors. He told me that he might as well not be in the house because clearly I don't respect any of his choices.
Come on.
He got his keys, got in the car, and drove off. He's been gone for hours, came back, and still isn't talking to me. I feel like I'm going crazy. Is the Pine Sol actually sufficient? Am I making something huge out of nothing? How am I supposed to fix this when I feel like I've tried to and it hasn't worked? Am I the asshole for telling my adopted sister that she's not my quote-unquote real sister? I, 21 male, have an adopted sister named Anna, 12 female. And let me just get this out of the way. I have nothing against Anna. She's very warm and compassionate, and she affectionately and proudly calls me her quote-unquote big bro.
Oh.
Also, she's a genius at math, and she's very athletically gifted, too. Her favorite sport is basketball, and she's one of her school's top basketball players. Here's the thing. Despite the fact that my parents adopted her years ago, and she's known me for most of her life, I don't think of her as my real sister.
I'm gonna have to say some stuff that gets cut out, aren't I?
Just wait, hold on. We're obviously not biologically related, and we look nothing alike. She is East Asian. She is of Okinawan ethnicity, whereas and I don't know if I said that right, I apologize. Whereas I and the rest of my biological family are white Americans. This past June, I brought my girlfriend, 21 female, over to my parents' house, and to finally introduce her to them, Anna had to butt in, and she was so excited to meet.
What do you mean butt in? Hold on. Rewind. Zip. No. That's go fuck yourself. I'm so mad already.
Really?
What do you mean butt in? It's your sister.
Anna had to butt in, and she was so excited to meet my girlfriend, and she introduced herself to my girlfriend as my sister. I had to excuse myself. This is so evil. This is so evil.
This is very evil.
Get ready.
Yeah. Okay.
I had to excuse myself, and I brought Anna into the garage.
No.
And I told her that she was embarrassing me in front of my girlfriend.
Oh my God.
And that we are not siblings.
You should not have a family at all. Any family. Any family at all. You should never have them anymore. I'm sorry. You lost it. It's done. You're telling a 12-year-old, ruining a 12-year-old's life right now in just a few
or at least
short
trust in you. That's
in
cool.
their trust. Yeah.
I wasn't yelling at Anna, but I wasn't particularly nice to her either. Anna was crushed, and she started crying, and she ran to my parents and told them what happened. It completely ruined my and my girlfriend's day.
Yeah, it's important what happened to you. Yeah. Good. Yeah. Good for you. Good for you thinking about yourself after you bully a 12-year-old, your own sister. How about you shut the fuck up and fuck off forever? How about that?
Anna is still depressed these days, but I just can't help how I feel. At best, we're more like good friends, but I still don't think of her as my real family.
Wow.
Am I the asshole?
Am I the asshole for being proud that my son has 2 jobs?
Okay.
About 4 months ago, I, male 54, decided to start charging my son, male 21, rent.
Okay.
He has a job and is planning his wedding, but moved back in after college. So I decided it was time. I set a fair rent for our area and expect monthly payments from him, and I fulfill all the duties a landlord would in exchange. Nothing.
Got him.
Got him. He has
You don't have a water heater for 17 days.
Ayo.
Yeah, get him.
He has not shown any opposition to this despite objecting at first, and since he's an adult, I assumed he agreed with me that it is only fair. 2 or 3 weeks ago, my wife asked me if I had noticed anything off about him, to which I answered no, honestly. She said that he had more or less withdrawn from us. So she talked to him and he said he was fine, just tired. She pressed him on the matter, and he admitted that he has taken the second job driving for Uber at night and on the weekend so he could
Just
make
to pay
rent and save for his wedding.
Oh, fuck.
When the wife told me, I was honestly proud. I've always seen my son as physically irresponsible, but here he was doing what it takes to make ends meet.
God.
I told her so, and she stared at me like I just grown a third eye. She asked why the hell I was so proud to have pushed our son to work nights and weekends to, quote, make ends meet. She called me a cold-hearted and a sociopath, which is just plain untrue. I had to just exhibited emotion in front of her.
Okay. Actually,
yeah. I just said I'm proud, so I'm not a sociopath.
Okay.
Anyway, she asked if I was going to give him a break from the rent, to which I said no, because why would I? What landlord would sacrifice their own income like that?
You're a father.
She told me that she would start paying his damn rent and stormed off, and she's been cold and callous to me, ironic, ever since. So I'm wondering, I guess, am I the asshole? Guess what the rent is real quick, just guess.
$1,200.
Higher.
What?
$1,800.
How do you handle when your girlfriend/wife brings up that there was a better guy in the past? I've had this happen to me a couple of times. During my younger years, my girlfriend pulled this on me, and I was too much of a pussy to really say anything. I just bit my lip and tried my best to not act insecure. Over a year ago, a close girlfriend mentioned about a guy that was better than me while we were driving. I ended up pulling over the car, and I told her to get out. If the other guy was better than me, then he can pick her up. She started freaking out, saying that she's my girlfriend and she should be able to share anything with me. I told her that I'm not going to be disrespected by her. I don't know if I handled the situation well. I feel like it went better the second time around. Not sure what's best way to handle these situations without looking like a pussy.